Welcome to the OLV Daily Reflection for Sunday, September 18th. The Gospel reading for this weekend's Mass comes to us from the 16th chapter of St. Luke's Gospel. It reads, Jesus said to his disciples, "The person who is trustworthy in very small matters is also trustworthy in great ones. And the person who is dishonest in very small matters is also dishonest in great ones. If, therefore, you are not trustworthy with dishonest wealth, who will trust you with true wealth? If you're not trustworthy with what belongs to another, who will give you what is yours? No servant can serve two masters. He will either hate one and love the other, or be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and mammon." Many of you listening are probably familiar with a team building exercise called a trust fall. Because in a trust fall, usually you're paired up with one or two other people, and you as the person that's going to fall, you have to trust that the person or persons will catch you. And yes, there's a lot of training and safety coaching that goes into this, but ultimately you have to trust that when you fall backwards, people will catch you. Now, my experience with trust falls is I have been dropped a couple times because I'm a big guy. And also, too, many people have never had that experience of what it's like to have someone all of a sudden falling towards you. Fear, doubt, anxiety feeds into all this. So I told a safety coach one time that, hey, I'm probably not going to do this trust fall thing because at the end of the day, I've been dropped before. It's just not a good exercise for me. And the gentleman looked at me and said, almost to the effect, "Trust the process. This time will be different. I promise you." And he was right. I was caught. There was no issues. But this is how we operate in our lives. When we lose trust in a process, an institution, or a person, we literally have to overcome our personal knowledge, our personal experience in order to trust again. We have to give people another opportunity, another chance. As I was told, trust the process. But again, human experience causes us to lose trust. And it's really hard to regain it sometimes, depending on the circumstance. But our gospel today actually points to another reality of trust. Our God is always trustworthy. He will never let us down. He always fulfills his promises. And this is shown clearly through his Son, Jesus Christ, and the perpetual presence of him in the Eucharist. He is there. He is trustworthy. But we, for our part, are we trustworthy with the gifts that have been given to us? And also with the fact that many times we are the ones representing God. We are the hands and feet of Christ to others. So again, God is trustworthy. But we as his representatives, as his ministers, as his believers, are we doing a good enough job of showing forth his love and mercy to others so that people do trust in God? That people do respond to his love and mercy? And also let him into their lives. Because again, we have to be trustworthy with what God has given us in order that people may see God's goodness, God's love, God's grace. And yes, do we fail? Absolutely. And furthermore, I remind many people over the years that if you don't trust the church, it's because of the people, not because of God. But again, it is upon us that each and every day we make sure that we are using the gifts God has given us well, so that we may be trustworthy of the gifts given to us and be God's disciples, but most importantly, his witness in this world that desperately needs to see God's commandments and love in action. Our Lady of Victory, pray for us.
you.